Laters. All right. So we're gonna move on to the next one. It says Curse show. I actually wanted to show this one. It says Shonen Jump Curse manga, and I wondered what that meant. And he posted this 6 months ago. Um, but it seems interesting nonetheless. So I want to know what this is about. So it says Shonen Curse manga. What is this about? Is it a curse because people read it, or is it just a terrible anime?
If you've ever been
Manga.
involved with the Shonen Jump community in any capacity, chances are you've heard about the Golden Future Cup, abbreviated as GFC, and possibly the curse that surrounds it. But if you haven't, don't worry, since before we delve into the curse and all the manga that have fallen under its dark spell, I want to explain what the Golden Future Cup actually is. The Golden Future Cup is an annual manga competition that began in 2004 and has pretty much happened every year since, although it does skip a year every now and then. The aim of the competition is to give newbie mangaka who haven't had a serialized work yet a shot at showcasing their skills and proving themselves by creating a one-shot, a single chapter of manga telling a cohesive story. The winner of the Gold Future Cup getting the right to serialize a manga
Says,
in
do
the
you
main
remember me?
weekly show.
Says
Yes,
it
I do.
user 550193837-105. Welcome back.
Yes, I do. 1 second. We're doing a video real quick, and I will get back to you on that in a second. Let me just listen to this. It's only 10 minutes.
Jump magazine. These one-shots are serialized in the main weekly Shonen Jump magazine too, one by one, week after week, and are voted on by readers. They get votes from the usual Jump surveys they put out in every issue, as well as an extra support vote, which they give if they would support the one-shot if it were an actual series. After this, both types of votes are tallied up, and at a later date, the winner is revealed. The Golden Future Cup was actually used as a plot point a few times in Bakuman, so if you think you've heard of it before, it might have been from there. The two main characters of Bakuman submit their own one-shots to the Gold Future Cup early on, but get rejected. The next year, they submit a new one-shot,
that I had to
being
go, but I had
Artextric,
to go make
and
dinner.
that ends up
It's
winning, alongside another one-shot named Kyoshi Knight, written by one of the main character's rivals. After winning, Detective Trap goes on to become the protagonist's first full-fledged series. It was honestly really fun to reread a bit of Bakuman, and if you end up enjoying this video or my other Shonen Jump videos, you should probably read Bakuman as it covers some of the similar topics and delves into the inner workings of Jump and its history. It's a really fun read. Now that we've gone through some fictional Gold Future Cup winners though, let's look at the actual competitions, their winners, and why exactly the Gold Future Cup is cursed. I may also mention some entries that don't win if I find them interesting, but don't expect me to go through every single one-shot by name. Starting out, we have 2004's competition, which had 5 total entries, the winning manga being Takaya Otonari-san no Panic, which would become a full-fledged series in 2005, retitled as Takaya Senbu Gakuen Gekitoren. It's untranslated in English, and it's mostly known for a controversial pivot in its story. Originally, it started out as a school battle manga dubbed the School Fight Stage, with the main protagonist forced to attend a school full of tournaments and martial arts battles. But a second part began with the main character found himself isekai'd into a fantasy world, the manga changing to Takaya, Dawn of the Flameblade King. This choice was so poorly received that the manga was axed just 14 chapters into this new.
I'm not gonna lie, when I see art style like this, it just harkens back to me of the days of like early 90s, like early 2000s anime, not 90s anime, but 2000s, like Shaman King, Mirchan and the romance thing. If you guys know what I'm talking about, is it called Merchant? I think Merchant or something.
Says
romance.
I downloaded Clip Studio, but it isn't working well because I'm on mobile.
Oh, okay, I see. Is that free? I think that's free. And the thing is, it's like this art style's like remind me of those how to draw anime books. You guys know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, feels nostalgic looking at the art style.
Yeah. And it reminds me of those how to draw anime books from the bookmobile, or if you went to the library, or you went to the Barnes and Nobles back in the early 2000s. I think Barnes and Nobles was around. Early 2000s.
LOL.
My god. It was just this terrible book that'll tell you how to draw, and it was never good at explaining. It just kind of like did its own thing. It was always funny.
arc, ending mid-battle, and has been parodied a lot in Japan, examples being in the manga Deadpool Samurai and the anime Hayore Nyaruko-san. So far, the Gold Future Cup isn't beginning with its best foot forward, although arguably the choice to completely change the direction of your manga, like Takaya did, doesn't sound like something that's cursed, but rather a stupid choice on the author's part. We're not done with 2004 yet though, as 2 of the series, despite losing, got serialized. Firstly,
What?
we have Kirihoshi by Yuki Nakashima that began a week after Takaya. It, however, didn't meet with much success and ended in 2 volumes. Another submission would be a one-shot of Mio and Roji's Bureau of Spiritual Investigation by Yoshiyuki Nishi, which was the real secret winner here. Getting serialized in 2004 before Takaya, it would go on for 159 chapters and is actually a really good manga you should read if you like the idea of a less battle-centric series dealing with spirits. It has some great art and world building, and I'd love to talk about it, its author, and the author's other works someday.
I'm not gonna lie. Anime in the early 2000s was extremely experimental. I just honestly believe anime was at its most experimental in the early 2000s. Because you got all different types of anime in the day.
Says I can draw it, but I have to look at a video.
Okay. That might be helpful. I do have tutorials that is there. You can check on my YouTube channel. It's funny because like if you look at back in the day of the early 2000s, everything was pretty experimental and just anything could have been an anime if you really stop and harken back. Anything could be, and still up to this day, anything could be an anime. If it had a good enough premise, if it just made just enough sense and it looked stylized enough, it could be an anime. Like virtually anything can be an anime. And what's I think the beauty of anime. You can literally take something such a dumb concept of something and make it into something that you wouldn't even expect, So that's the one thing you can learn from like early 2000s anime. It always seemed very experimental and just very innovative.
Next, we move on to 2005's Gold Future Cup, having 6 total contestants, 1 more than last year, the winner being Yoichi Amano with Rabbit Turtle Strike, a baseball one-shot following a pitcher who was helped out by a homeless man to up his baseball skills. While this wouldn't become a series, Amano would go on to create the short-lived Overtime, which serialized in July of 2006. But only lasted 19 chapters.
Look at this. Look at the art style, right?
Says I've drawn Goku.
You did? Okay, that's cool. Goku, let's go. But like if you look close, look at that art style. It's reminiscent of like early 2005 type art style. I think in early 2005 that was the art style that mostly looked like this. Because if you look at the evolution between like anime in like the 80s to now, there was a great change of like how like body parts or at least features was really emphasized and things are now, and I think
Says
and
it got me in an art class.
it got me an art. Oh, nice. That's nice. See, I told you, majority of people who go to art class isn't into art class because they want to draw the Mona Lisa. Most of them would just want to draw Goku.
It's an alright baseball story with one of my favorite gimmicks where one character is helped or possessed by a ghost. Koji Oshii, who lost with their one-shot back in the city, would go on to serialize Mason the Penguin in Jump as well, which would have a decent run of 51 chapters, outliving Overtime. We skip 2006 and go straight to 2007, the Golden Future Cup having 7 total entries this year, and having one of the few entries to find a greater level of success, with Nurarihon no Mago, or Nura Rise of the Yokai Clan, which would go on to enjoy a cozy 218 chapter run, beginning in...
I seen this anime, and I watched like episode 1, and I got super bored of it. I don't know what it is. It felt extremely cliche watching it. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I should rewatch it. It just felt very cliche, and I don't know why. Maybe it was the pacing for me. I don't know. But the first episode was not cutting it for me. I just kind of like died off after like the first or 2
Says
episodes.
and it looks just like him from DBZ.
DBZ, let's go, bro. But yeah, like it's just weird to me. Like it was like I tried to give it a shot. I think this is when it was on Netflix. If it was on Netflix at the time, I tried to watch it. It was just too damn boring for me. I just couldn't get through it. I just couldn't do it.
2018. Nura isn't a manga I've read yet, but I've always looked forward to reading one day, as it's one of those manga that saw success in Jump, but you don't hear many people talking about it.
Yeah, that was
Two other
weird.
entrants would see their manga become series this year, one being Kosuke Hamada with Clutch, later becoming the basketball series Dogashi Kadan, only lasting 13 chapters. We would also see a familiar face to the channel in Sho Aimoto's Muddy, the 12-chapter series about a scientist who creates a homunculus boy, a series I like a lot and mentioned in my very first video on the channel. 2008's Gold Future Cup was another success, only having 4 entries, but the winner being Beelzebub by Ryuhei Tamura, which would go on to have an impressive 250 chapter run, still being widely recognized today and probably the biggest hit to ever come out of any Gold Future Cup. 2009 would be the year the curse of the Gold Future Cup would fully begin to take effect. It'll become evident why as we go on throughout the next decade.
Says I've also drawn a dragon.
The winner this year out of 5 entrants being Metallica Metaluka by Teruki Mizuno,
Awesome.
going on to become a series with the same name, but only lasting 17 chapters, it being a very run-of-the-mill battle shonen with a focus on metals and minerals. 2010's GFC would have 5 entries, the winning one-shot being Kikai Tonshi Banashi Hanasaka Ikkyu, going on to become a series lasting only 15 chapters, and being one of the weaker and most confusing Shonen Jump manga I've ever read.
It
In
looks confusing.
2011's GFC, we would see a familiar name pop up, that being Yuki Tabata with his one-shot Hungry Joker, beating out 5 other entries.
Nice.
I'm aware Hungry Joker has quite a few fans, but it sadly only lasted 24 chapters, and furthered the GFC curse of all the new winning authors having their series quickly axed. It wouldn't be all doom and gloom for Tabata though, as he'd later go on to create Black Clover, which is still in the magazine to this day. This year doesn't end here though, as Juzo Kawai would also get to serialize his one-shot, that being Takama Gahara, it only lasting 17 chapters before kicking the bucket, but I wanted to mention it as it's a manga you can read relatively easily, as it's officially translated on the Shonen Jump app.
Is that a
Check
furry
it out if
gun?
you want a
Says
weird
no, it
axe
wasn't
to Afro
Shenron.
Shonen. 2012 would see 4
okay.
entrants, with the winner being After School Idol by Kazuro Kyo, later becoming the series Hime Doll, only lasting 16 chapters. It was a rather messy series about a hairdresser in training teaming up with a delinquent idol girl. 2 other manga from this Gold Future Cup would also get serialized, one being Poi no Cupid Yakenohara Jin by Tomohiro Hasegawa, and the other being Goblin Knight, later serialized as Iron
Goblin
Knight,
Knight.
both only lasting 20 chapters. Skipping 2013, we would have another batch of 4 entries, the winner being Deviling Man by Kentaro Fukuda, serializing with the same
Deviling
name but
Man?
lasting only 16 chapters.
Deviling?
From the
Or
one
devil-
chapter translated
Deviling.
of this manga, I actually found myself enjoying it quite a bit. It follows a demon salaryman who needs to gather a lot of money, but regular people keep taking advantage of him due to his pure heart. So he ends up teaming up with a young boy who is far more sinister than himself,
Oh god.
and he's an actual demon, so you know this boy
Says, are you
is
drawing
all
Goku?
kinds of messed up. This Gold Future
No.
Cup would also see Koyoharu Kotoge
Not even
enter
close.
with their one-shot Rokotsu-san, and while they wouldn't win, in a few years they would begin serializing Demon Slayer within the magazine. 2015 would almost double the entries from previous years,
Says Goku
bumping
Black.
it up to 7 total one-shots.
No.
This time the winner being Genjui Toteku by Hitsuji Gondaira, a name you'll be familiar with from Mission Yozakura Family. This one-shot is a lot of fun, following a character who turns into a werewolf and gets help from a mythical beast doctor called Toteku. I think this would have been a really fun series to be honest, and I can see why people voted for it. Genjui Toteku wouldn't get serialized
Says, can
though.
I guess the
Instead,
gender? Is it a
Gondaira
girl?
would opt to wait until
No, it's just
2017,
Alucard.
where they would publish Demon Prince
Alucard?
Poro's Diaries,
Alistair
a cute
does.
manga about a demon prince who visits and attends a human school. This would unfortunately only last 17 chapters, however,
Says it's
falling
no one
to
from
the
the DB
Gold Future Cup
series.
curse. And since
Says
it's relevant, Takamasa Moe entered a one-shot into this year's Gold Future Cup with Galaxy Gangs. It didn't win or become a series, but Moe would become the artist for Akane Binashi, which I just wanted to mention as Akane is one of the best jump manga right now, and it's cool to see where one of the authors came from. 2016 saw 5 entries battled out to see if they could break the curse, with the win going to Keiji Amatsuka with their one-shot Dokubetsu Kokakomin Kaizusha Taizukaka Tanaka Seiji.
Oh my god! How do you say these names and not
Says,
get
can you draw
upset?
Goku next?
No, I'm not doing that. This is a commission I'm doing. But like, this is crazy. And if you want to see Goku, he's in my content. You just scroll down, you find him down there somewhere. Bro said that whole thing. How do you say that without messing up? That is wild.
Says okay.
Which would get a series lasting just 20 chapters before getting axed, and rightfully so, because I never want to say its full name again. It's also
Says
not a
sorry,
very good
bro.
manga, and somehow beat
No, it's
Gege
fine.
Akutami's one-shot Nikai Bongai Bada Bada
Says I just
Bada
don't
Badu
watch that
Jura.
much anime.
Another mouthful to say, and it looks like it shares some DNA with Jujutsu Kaisen.
Yeah, you guys.
We're
I'm not trying to be mean to you guys at all. Please don't take this as me attacking y'all. But you guys gotta jump off that DBZ stuff. Come on, guys. There's more anime than just Dragon Ball. Like I noticed that's the common thing that most people ask me to draw. It's always Goku. It's never anything but Goku. And it's so weird to me. It's like, there's thousands
Says I
of other
watched
anime.
AJK.
Like, it's just no, actually no, that's a lie.
Says
People ask me.
Dreech.
Everyone constantly asks me to draw either Gojo or Goku. That's it.
Says draw my King Gojo.
Like, it's just always, see, there you go. And then it's always those two. It's never.
Says Naruto.
It's funny. You guys never leave the.
Says, but I want Luffy.
But you guys never leave like the top 5 people. It's either Naruto, Luffy, Gojo, or Goku. And then probably, if anytime, it's probably Jojo. It's never the anime you never hear about. It's always the anime everyone knows about.
Says draw Tanjiro.
That's funny. That's crazy. Sorry, but I can't do that now.
Actually going to skip 2017 for now, since I want to save that year for last.
I
So
just
instead,
find
let's
that
tackle
extremely
2018 and its winner out of 5 entrants, Honomeru Shonen by Yugo
Says draw
Goto
high
and
from
Kento
darker than
Matsura.
black.
This would go on to be serialized as Phantom Seer,
Oh, yeah,
a
hi,
manga
hi.
beloved in the West and
Says,
heavily
what about
mourning
adult
acts
Goku
after
next?
32 chapters.
I already did
It
him.
seemed
It's
like
at the
it would
bottom.
be the first manga after 10 years to finally break the Gold Future
I already
Cup
go
curse,
Gojo
but
as
it
well,
fell
just
short.
recently,
A
like a
lot of
month
people
ago.
Says,
upset
hey.
in its cancellation. Fusai Naba would also participate
You-
in this year with their one-shot Apollo, featuring a character looking very similar
Says I'm
to
sorry, all
Shiraku from
requests can
Avian's
be made as
area,
a commission
Fusai's
or paid indirectly
2022
through
Jump
Cash
series.
Yep.
The Gold Future Cup would skip the year 2019, and 2020 would see Red
Says
Hood
that's
by
how you
Yuki
pronounce his
Kawaguchi
name.
win out of 5 entrants.
Oh,
it
hey,
getting
okay,
serialized
okay.
in 2021, but ending after only
I get what
18
you-
chapters. Another Western favored manga to be axed due to the Gold Future Cup curse. 2021
Oh,
would be
okay.
the last year so far to have a winner get
was part of that
serialized.
curse.
That being Enoshima Daisuke with
Oh.
Jinzo Ningen 100, beating out
sad.
4 other entries.
Says
it
you can
beginning
look at the
as
link
a
in
proper
bio to
series
see
last
how
December
much you
in
can
2022 as
Yep.
Fabric
Says
100.
BLZ draw
It's
the
currently
Kuro
being
King.
serialized in the magazine, but
Says
its
Goku
chances
Moon.
of survival don't look good. Although it has survived longer than most Gold Future Cup series, being 32 chapters long at the time of writing. Now that we're caught up, we're going to look back at 2017, which had 5 total entrants.
Hold
the winner
on.
being Juraishi
Says that Son
Rentaro no
Goku is not going to
Yakusoku
unless
by
it's a paid
Masaoki
commission.
Shindo. The one-shot following a
Yeah,
boy who
it has
fights
to
off
be a paid
ice
commission.
demons with fire powers. It's a tad generic, but well made overall, and I think it might have been the right
Says that
choice not to
Son Goku,
serialize
you
this
want a
right away.
commission.
Shindo would wait until
Says it user
2022 to serialize his Gold Future Cup winning
55193837105.
manga.
Check link in
Perhaps
bio
he
for
thought he could
payment.
avoid the curse by
Yeesh.
waiting so long.
Think of a big black man chasing you! Says at Brighter close, yes.
Ghost Stories is
Not
still.
racist, but I guess
Says
not.
teach I can't hear it being read out loud. Says I'm
Oh yeah,
broke.
yeah. You gotta be over here on YouTube and Twitch. We're doing the YouTube video right now. That's why, bro. Said it. Yo, Ghost Stories up to this day is still based.
0.2 seconds faster.
The manga he would choose for serialization would be Ruri Dragon, and
Ruri
seemingly
Dragon.
after an entire
I've heard
decade
good things
of
about
Gold
this.
Future Cup winners flopping with their new series, the curse came to an end. Ruri Dragon becoming an instant hit, getting tons of praise and becoming extremely popular. And then it all stopped. Masaoki Shindo sadly fell ill,
Says I
and
just wanna
Ruri
see him
Dragon
draw
would
the
end up
plural.
going on indefinite hiatus, which it's still on to this day. This video and the idea of the Gold Future Cup curse is meant to be something fairly light and fun, a series of coincidences
Son
that
Goku,
Jump
who's
fans have
that?
noticed, and a pattern that we've recognized and given a name. What happened with Shindo though, and Ruri Dragon, is a part of that, but it's also really sad for everyone involved.
Says at Bright
Shindo,
Propose it's the best
Shonen
anime
Jump,
out there.
and all of us as readers. We had something really special here, something that was going to be really big, and it only got 6 chapters before disappearing, and we were robbed of a continuation. I only hope that Shindo can recover and can continue Ruri someday without risk of
Says
their
it's
health.
Son Goku.
It's
Well, if
tragic
you wanna
and
see him
only
draw
serves
it,
to
you have
bolster
pay
this
him.
idea of the Gold Future Cup being cursed to me. It's not something you can just outrun. You can't outrun
Says
a
this
curse.
is my last
It
time
needs to
telling
be
you.
broken.
3.
But if a manga ever does break it, whether that's Ruri or some future manga, it'll
I
be
think he says he's
something
broke,
really
he can't do
special,
it, so that's
as
fine.
it'll avenge a decade of Axe manga, including Phantom Seer and Red Hood, which are favorites, at least in the West,
Says
as
that
well as
Son
avenging
Goku,
what
USUB,
happened to
he'll do you
Ruri
one better.
in
He'll
a
teach
kind
you
of
how to
meta
draw the
sense anyway.
plural.
It's something I'd
Says,
love
do
to
I
see
give the
happen one day,
galaxies?
and perhaps within the next year it will, as we already know the winner of last year's
You,
Gold Future
based
Cup,
on whatever's
which
there on the
happened in
thing, will correlate
2022.
to that
The
gift.
winner of that
Says
being
no, it's
Koi no
someone
Yobi
else,
no
Ed.
Suzaki-san by Shirakuma Shirasaki. The one-shot is unfortunately not
Says what's
translated,
his
but
account
from what I can
name?
tell, it follows Hoshimaki, a boy who sits next to a girl named
It's in the link
Suzaki,
bio.
who changes personality each day of the week and might have a crush on him. Hoshimaki not being able to fall in love and reciprocate Suzaki's
Says it's
feelings.
Son Goku
The
linked in
story
his
itself
bio.
looking to be a bizarre comedy romance. I really like the idea of this concept, and from what I can tell, others do too, and recognize that it would probably work well as a serialized
Says
manga.
Artextric is
I'm
his
hoping
handle
that
on
since the
everything.
last few
Yep.
winners have mostly been battle shonen stories, this can get serialized and will survive in the magazine, not only to potentially break the curse, but because this sounds like a fun potential series. And there we have it. That's the Gold Future Cup and its curse covered so far. I hope you learned something and had fun with this video. It was fun looking into Jump's history like this, since I've mostly covered series from the 70s so far on my channel. If you take anything from this video, let it be hope. That eventually the strongest of curses can be broken. Maybe Ruri will come back. Maybe Suzaki will be our new curse-breaking heroine. Or the winner of this year's Gold Future Cup. In the meantime, you can check out my other videos going over Shonen Jump's history. Please
That's
subscribe
crazy.
for more content like this, and leave a comment if you have anything to say about the many manga I've touched on in this video.
That curse thing is crazy. That is really, really crazy. That's sad. It almost broke the curse completely, and that didn't happen. Oh well. One day that curse will be broken. One day. One day. Alright, so this is Shonen Jump's Curse manga video from Trenton Art. Really cool. So with that said, I hope to see you guys next time. Thank you guys for watching this. Like, subscribe, share, follow, and comment. And I'll see you guys in the next one. There you guys.
Says
Bye-bye.
one day.
Mm.
Says, but I don't blame you for needing to be paid for drawing. It's hard work.
It is hard work. It's long work. Okay.